Halo, selamat siang semua. Selamat pagi. Semangat pagi. Ya, saya akan duduk saja dari sini karena supaya semua bisa melihat layarnya dan saya juga bisa melihat baik pembicara dan juga para audiens ya pada siang hari ini. It's a pleasure to be here. Terima kasih sudah berbagi insight-nya tadi, Pak Andre, Pak Edward. Saya belajar banyak sekali tadi ya dari Pak Andre dan Pak Edward juga. Pak Andre is a cross-sectoral digital and AI native business, begitu kan? Dan kalau Pak Edward tadi cerita soal aplikasi AI di sektor hospitality. Hospitality sektor yang sudah sangat tua ya, ribuan tahun ya. Tapi sebelum hospitality ada property. Betul ya Pak Andre ya. Karena property sendiri itu it's the most basic concept of freedom is that you have access to property, whether you rent it or you own it. That is your most basic freedom. Kita bisa bebas dari slavery, perbudakan ketika mereka mendapatkan akses terhadap properti di mana mereka di sana bisa berdaya, bisa berkarya gitu. So I think property is much deeper than just an asset. It is actually an essence of freedom. So today I'm gonna be talking about property industry, but how we are transforming this property industry with technology and very specific multimodal AI. Saya akan berikan beberapa contoh case study yang kami sudah jalankan di Pinhome bagaimana teknologi AI, which is a super powerful technology ya, mungkin this is part of the industry 4.0 bahkan or even 5.0 that will reshape the world. Mungkin tapi sebelum kita mulai dengan case study-nya atau going deeper into that, I'd like to introduce the business. Pinhome, apa itu Pinhome? Ada yang sudah pakai Pinhome, pernah dengar Pinhome, familiar dengan brandnya, boleh angkat tangannya? Wah, berapa juta jiwa ada di ruangan ini ya, berarti separuh dari monthly active users kita di sini. Very good to hear that, to see that. Thanks for your trust. Pinhome is Indonesia's largest end-to-end property transaction platform. Dan secara singkat, apa sih Pinhome? 3 kata, properti, KPR, jasa. That's how we always explain our service to our end users. Kita adalah pionir di dunia untuk layanan menyeluruh pencarian properti, pembiayaan, dan transaksi properti juga jasa properti. Before Pinhome, there was no such thing. We're still the only one in Southeast Asia sebagai end-to-end property transaction platform. Dan apa sih pain points yang kita coba solve? Technology is a tool and essentially, we use technology to solve pain points or problems. And these are the problems that we are trying to solve. Dari mulai fake listing, listing palsu yang sebelum Pinhome banyak sekali ada di e-classified platform. Agents yang tidak profesional karena mereka kebanyakan they're not required to have license. So anybody can be agent. Tadi yang kata Mbak Mel warlock itu nyata gitu. Kebanyakan agent properti adalah warlock. Warga-warga lokal, painful negotiation karena tidak ada basis harga, mortgage process that's very manual, transaction cost that's hidden yang kita nggak tahu sampai akhirnya kita ketemu notaris, and last but not least, it's very complex property maintenance process. Buying property is a long journey. For some people it's 6 months, some others can be 6 years, but that is not even longer than maintaining the property for the lifetime of property itself. Kalau kita KPR 20 tahun, selama 20 tahun kita harus rawat propertinya. For as long as we own it, we have to maintain that property. And we solve this problem by making listings accurate. Nanti akan saya ceritakan bagaimana AI membantu kami memverifikasi listing, kemudian mendeduplikasi listing, karena banyak listing yang sama diposting oleh 20 orang yang berbeda. We don't want you to see 20 different posts. We want you to see just best accurately describe the listing. Agentnya menjadi profesional because then we can verify agents who they are, what they do, the previous rating, sales, negotiation based on home value estimator, supaya kalau negosiasi harga dengan property owner itu enggak based on harga langit gitu ya. Saya owner maunya segini dan buyer juga maunya semurah-murahnya. So there has to be a basis for that. Mortgage process that can be online, dari mulai estimasi kemampuan KPR, kemudian estimasi cicilan, sampai akhirnya memilih bank, approvalnya, dan at the end then the mortgage transaction itself, except for the title signing yang memang harus on in-person wet sign di notaris, lainnya kita bisa lakukan secara online. And last but not the least is just how we can help users, enable users to maintain their property throughout the property ownership journey. Not to also mention, kalau kita cari listing di Pinhome, di setiap listing itu sudah ada estimasi biaya transaksi. Jadi nggak kaget ketika nanti mau transaksi, oh ternyata harganya 5% dari harga properti, oh 7% dari harga properti. You can already estimate that upfront. The vision is to unlock home ownership for better livelihood and financial inclusion. Tadi saya sudah cerita sedikit bahwa property it is an essence of freedom. I personally, I'm not coming from real estate background. I was a renter turned then owner and then buyer, investor, and entrepreneur in real estate. Saya belajar ini semua dari kacamata seorang dulunya adalah pengguna yang awam sekali. Tapi saya percaya bahwa ketika kita sudah memiliki kesadaran bahwa properti ini adalah aset yang penting untuk dimiliki dan memiliki keinginan untuk memilikinya, kita bisa menjadi lebih sejahtera, bisa lebih makmur, dan karena nilai aset ini adalah nilai aset yang terapresiasi gitu ya, dan kita juga bisa lebih financially included. The most common credit product yang bisa diakses oleh orang-orang tanpa credit history adalah pinjaman dengan agunan gitu ya, karena ada agunan kita bisa lebih dipercaya oleh financial institution. Why and how we do that? We talk about the why, but how do we do that? Bagaimana bisa kita unlock property ownership? Cara pertamanya sama seperti bagaimana industri e-commerce dibangun. Pertama, produknya harus online dulu. Produknya properti apa? Listingnya harus online. So we have to digitize property data, building largest property database in the process. And then once the product is online, then what's next? Ini evolusi dari dulu kita punya, dulu sebelum adanya e-commerce kita punya Kaskus gitu ya. Was Kaskus enough? Yes, enough to maybe to display information. It didn't accommodate transaction. Kita ingin transaksi properti bisa terjadi juga secara online, paymentnya bisa terjadi secara online sehingga nantinya property transaction bisa lebih mudah, bisa lebih transparan. Jadi financingnya yuk kita buat online. Dari mulai cari banknya, kemudian sampai hari nanti bayar booking fee dan lain sebagainya. Lastly, then the transaction. So we talk about the transaction. Sayangnya sampai hari ini kita memang masih harus melakukan proses transaksi on website gitu, aktanya semua masih fisik. Tapi nanti ketika misalkan aktanya sudah bentuknya fully digital, then hopefully tatap muka tidak diperlukan. Yang penting semua KYC sudah berjalan dengan baik. I'm the CEO, founder of the company. We have a 4 people management team. Anybody can guess jumlah employee kita berapa? Mungkin nanti saya akan tanya lagi pertanyaannya setelah kita jelaskan layanan kita dan cakupan geographical coverage of Pinhome. We mentioned about us being world's first property seeking financing and services globally and now still the only in Southeast Asia. Solusinya apa? Properti, KPR, dan jasa. Kita serving semua stakeholders di real estate industry. Now, I wanted to talk about our achievements and then we can talk about like how is this possible and how big is the organizations that can help us achieve this. Dari mulai pencarian properti, transaksi properti, KPR properti, kemudian bahkan pembiayaan properti bagi supply chain stakeholders seperti pengembang properti begitu ya, sampai jasa properti, semuanya dicakup oleh Pinhome. Kami ada di lebih dari 500 kota di seluruh Indonesia, 14 kota tersisa. Itu karena memang di kota tersebut tidak ada properti, hanya ada hutan lindung, semoga tetap demikian begitu, karena tidak semua kota harus dihuni ya, kita juga butuh paru-paru Indonesia begitu ya. Dan layanan kami selain properti dan KPR ada juga adalah jasa rumah tangga. Kita punya lebih dari 10.000 penyedia jasa untuk segala jenis kebutuhan jasa gitu, baik dari mulai cleaning, kemudian maintenance of real estate property, dan repairs property, kemudian automotive cleaning, electronic repair, sampai wellness and beauty services pun ada. Dan just another quick few achievements, our monthly active users is about 6 to 6.5 million. Kita nomor 1 property tech startup, di Android pun masih nomor 1 in home and house category. Listing kami ada jumlahnya 2 juta listing, install kami lebih dari 5 juta, dan tadi kita sudah bahas bahwa coverage kami sudah nationwide. Nah, organisasi kami hanya 80 orang. That's it. So we build everything with just 80 people. Of course, externally we do have a massive ecosystem. Kita ada hampir 45.000 property agent, and then kita juga ada tadi 10.000 penyedia jasa property. But the backbone of the business is built and maintained by 80 people team. And how is that possible? And one of the main reasons, and we're very blessed to have been building business in this era of AI is really this the power of AI has enabled us to be extremely efficient and effective. Ada beberapa hal yang kami lakukan di AI, and these are just some of the examples. I'll start first with property search, what we do. Of course, this is the most common use case of AI, where AI try to understand or get prompt in the form of text. We talk about multimodal AI, and in multimodal AI, essentially what it is adalah bagaimana AI itu dapat memahami dan memproses berbagai jenis data. Datanya bisa dalam bentuk apa, atau berbagai jenis input. Input yang paling umum adalah teks. Kita chat di mungkin di ChatGPT or Gemini atau di DeepSeek gitu ya, or other AI tools, we give them prompt in a form of words. Very common. We use that also in Pinhome. So di Pinhome kita punya still beta version, we're not confident to call it full-fledged yet. Usianya masih kurang dari 1 tahun, masih 6-7 bulan. Di mana dengan Pin Smart AI ini kita bisa sebagai pengguna begitu ya, berinteraksi, berkomunikasi, memberikan prompt dalam bentuk tulisan, dalam bentuk kata-kata, untuk minta AI kita mencarikan properti yang paling relevan. Contoh misalkan cari properti di area mana so and so, kecamatan atau kelurahan dengan harga so and so. You type it in dan hasilnya akan bisa keluar. 24/7 this chat based property search itu bisa diakses, ya kan? And the reason why we feel, although kita punya search box just like any other e-commerce ya, kita kan property e-commerce, all e-commerce has search box. People are so used to typing in what they need or what they search for in search box. But we do feel that sometimes user needs more of a consultative conversation. Sometimes it's not as simple or straightforward as like, I want to search for this budget, I want to search for this property type. But sometimes you also want to ask apa saja syarat KPR, apa saja, and this type of questions you cannot immediately like type in the search box. And this consultative question needs consultative answers. That's why we introduce AI chatbot on Pinhome. And the reason why our AI is unique, of course you can always converse with ChatGPT dan lain-lain di luar aplikasi Pinhome, tapi kita buat application layer dari chatbot kita itu sangat kontekstual untuk properti. Kalau di properti banyak banget jargon-jargon itu yang sangat, atau linguist gitu ya, yang sangat spesifik. Misalkan mau cari 5 KT, 2 carport, like KT is kamar tidur, but maybe some other platforms that don't understand property search context. Kalau kita nggak jelaskan apa yang kita maksud dengan KT, mungkin search resultnya nggak akan, atau conversation resultnya tidak akan sesuai. So we already put in application layer that understand property context, KT, KM, kemudian misalkan ruko, warehouse, lapak, rumah usaha, whatever type of properties you are searching for, dan konsultasi apapun misalkan dengan untuk terms yang very specific, misalkan bicara soal transaksi properti, notaris, KJPP, kemudian juga appraisal gitu. Mereka mengerti karena di application layer real estate-nya kita sudah train dengan ratusan juta percakapan property related, then they can immediately give a very hyper personalized result for you. We also instantly filters based on your previous preferences. Jadi kalau sebelumnya sudah pernah cari properti di Pinhome di search box, and then you proceed to go to our chatbot AI, then we know likely you will appreciate this type of listings and we'll sort it for you. And then lastly, we also integrate with user profile and chat history. So there's in-app chat juga di Pinhome, where you converse with either chatbot or maybe previously you chat with agents, and then we can hyper personalize based on that. Another thing is, this is still related to property search and property transactions gitu ya. We have all kinds of properties. The reason why we have 2 million listings bukan karena kita punya concierge yang memberikan atau yang membantu user satu persatu upload listing. Enggak, any users can upload any listings anytime. It's a pure UGC at play. Now the challenge with UGC, sometimes people can be very random gitu ya, jadi mungkin terkadang foto properti yang difoto cuma pilar depan atau pintu masuk. So because there's so many types of properties, if we were to do this all manually, it's impossible. Mungkin kita butuh ratusan orang atau bukan ribuan, and we won't be able to operate with just 80 people. And the way that AI help us is, okay, AI powered search. We recently released AI powered search. Kita udah gradual release sejak bulan November in AI powered search. We help you find the right listings that doesn't look random, that has the best listing rating. Jadi rating semua listing yang masuk secara UGC itu ada ratingnya 1 sampai 100. Below 40 we call it low quality. Between 40 to 60 we call it, so it's a 5-tier quality level. And if the listings, there are multiple listings for the same property diposting oleh beberapa agen yang berbeda, we will display to you the ones with the highest rating. Although nanti mungkin nama agentnya adalah nama agent yang memang sesuai di area tersebut atau relevan di area tersebut. Kita juga lakukan listing verification and deduplication. You wouldn't believe it karena kita ada puluhan ribu listing masuk setiap minggu, the kind of randomness that appears on our platform. And what we do is, also this is multimodal AI, kita tidak hanya mengerti bagaimana memproses dan memahami kata-kata gitu ya, description, listing, tapi kita juga mengerti bagaimana memahami gambar gitu. Is this a real listing or a real property? And does the pricing make sense with regards to the images that's being uploaded? So then we do flagging based on that. Jadi dengan melihat gambarnya, kita melihat deskripsinya, kita lakukan flagging. This seems fake, this seems unreasonable, this price is too low, this price is too high, and then human then can do calibration, that's extra pair of eyes. And that's why we only need 2 people for listing verification untuk listing yang jumlahnya jutaan. And then last but not least, kita punya home value estimator yang bisa membantu. Tadi kita bicara soal bagaimana estimasi harga listing itu bisa sangat wild, ya kan? Satu basis yang dimiliki di negara kita adalah NJOP, tapi harga listing bisa 1 kali, 2 kali, bahkan 10 kali NJOP. So how do we make sense of that? So price of property shouldn't be based on NJOP saja, harus dilihat juga dari listing di market tersebut, radius 2 sampai 3 kilo, berapa harganya, dan kalau di mark sebagai sold, that's the closer to the truth, that's the closer to the perhaps willingness to pay dari si consumer. So we embed that sehingga pin value kita, siapapun upload listing kapanpun, masuk ketika sudah memasukkan simple specification data, just one more minute, kita bisa estimasikan ketika sudah masukkan lokasi, estimasikan range harga propertinya berapa. Kenapa range? Karena kita ingin masih memberikan kebebasan kepada property owner, karena also transaction value is also based on agreement between owner and what buyer is willing to pay. And 2 last, hopefully in the next 1 and 1.5 minutes, 2 last use cases for AI that we use, multimodal AI that we use, is how we deploy chatbot also on our WhatsApp, because WhatsApp is still the most common conversations channel for customers. In general, untuk seseorang membeli properti, mereka akan melakukan 2.000 chats, 2,000 chats, and a portion of these chats is also about mortgage. So we do mortgage embed AI also on our WhatsApp. Because that's still the most preferred conversation channel for customers. Last but not least, for home service. Anybody has had home service orders before? Pin home service, ada yang pernah pesan di sini? Kalau belum pernah pesan, saya langsung kasih voucher ya untuk free massage misalkan. Now, so on the consumer side, you only see bahwa, oh okay, I'm gonna book this service with this duration at this location, done. And then you'll get your service provider within seconds or maybe within minutes gitu ya. Tapi di backend kita, what we're doing is we have this geointelligence system that allows us to see who are the best SPs that are well positioned to serve your order based on not just location and time, tapi preferences. It is the most painful, unlike for example, kalau kita pesan GoCar atau Grab car, you know, we order like 2-wheel service. People are not picky about saya maunya pakai Mio atau saya maunya pakai mobil merek X gitu kan. No, they're not picky. But when it comes to service providers that will come to your place and do specific service, people are very picky. So we also need to consider your preferences, your historical preferences, your favorite SP, atau komen-komen yang Anda masukkan pada saat Anda memesan. And that's with that preferences yang sangat spesifik. Misalkan, nih kadang-kadang ada yang bilang gini, saya mau yang tangannya kuat, saya mau yang pijatannya keras, ini kalau massage kalau misalkan. Untuk yang cleaning, saya mau orang yang sangat pintar menata barang, saya mau orang yang bisa bantu saya nyetrika dan lain sebagainya. So we need to match it with the exact right skill set, the closest and the most than the ones that are available. And this is why we have this hexagon. Jadi di Indonesia itu kita bagi area-area di Indonesia itu menjadi puluhan ribu heksagon. Jadi satu heksagon itu biasanya sebesar RT gitu. Kenapa heksagon? Karena kalau lingkaran kita tidak bisa cover 100% all area. Tapi kalau heksagon 100% muka bumi Indonesia itu bisa ditutup dari itu. Dan dari situ kita bisa lihat yang merah dan yang biru gitu. Yang merah ini adalah SP yang kemungkinan lebih dekat tapi mungkin dia akan cancel either customer-nya atau CSP-nya. So it can be one-sided cancellation. Biru is a little bit further tapi it's better than red. But then the green one is where both sides is not gonna cancel. And this is AI at play because we understand the preferences and using all the historical data and those preferences, assigning customers with the right SP that will serve you without any cancellation and tardiness. That's it. Thank you so much. Hopefully you learn something from this session.
Okay.